105 K-Jams, hip-hop and R&B hits. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Allie Shaw. I'm also sitting in for 99.1 and 1050 KGTO, Heart and Soul. I have Dr. Tiffany Crutcher on the line with me today, and she just told me she's been up since 4 a.m. putting in some work. So, we always have to have conversations about when she's going to schedule her rest. Dr. Crutcher, how you feeling?
Hey, Allie. So I knew that was coming, but it's all good, all love, always good to be here with K-Jams and Perry Publishing 105.3 and to hear your voice.
Good to hear your voice, too. I know you have a very special day coming up this Saturday, and so I wanted to talk to you about Terence Crutcher Foundation's annual Day of Service and Community Appreciation Day. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Well, we just want everyone to mark their calendars. As you know, every year this time, we commemorate the tragedy that took Terence's life. And I can't believe, Allie, that we're going on 9 years when he was killed by a Tulsa police officer in North Tulsa with his hands in the air. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I made a promise that I would not rest until I transformed my community for the better. And I believe that through the work of the Terence Crutcher Foundation, we have honored that promise. We have kept Terence's legacy alive. And so every year we want to make sure that we appreciate the community of angels who've walked alongside us year after year, month after month, as we continue to create just and liberated communities free from violence and harm. And so on this Saturday, we're going to do a day of service and appreciate our community through free food trucks, Sugar Bears Barbecue. We're going to have the Northside Coalition of Clergy grilling hot dogs for our kids, where we'll have a kids zone. We're going to be giving out resources. Oasis Fresh Market, North Tulsa, they're donating a lot of our drinks. We'll have free hotspots for internet for our kids who have already started school, but we're giving out free hotspots. If you don't have Wi-Fi or the internet at home, we need our kids to have access so they can get their homework done. And most importantly, this year's theme will be centered around safety. We know that we've had a lot of violence in our community. We've had a lot of violence down on Greenwood, and our goal is to interrupt that violence and to make Tulsa one of the safest big cities in the nation. And it takes community. And we've been working month in and month out. We've been knocking on doors, Allie. We've been talking to our community members. We've been trying to tell people to speak up, say something. And so this Saturday, we will be educating the community on gun safety to make sure that they keep their guns locked around kids. We've seen the mass shootings just here recently across the country. And if you want to come to the Terence Crutcher Foundation and drop your gun off, if you want to give up your gun, and I'm not saying that we're trying to take guns, but there's guns in the wrong hands of people, and we want you to feel comfortable bringing that gun, because we've seen so often kids get their hands on guns and there's accidental shootings. And so we're trying to create a safe community for our neighbors to live and thrive. And so it's going to be a big day. We're going to be doing a Stop the Violence rally. We're going to have a DJ, and it's going to be a lot of fun as we commemorate Terence's life and legacy, and we keep this fight going.
Yeah, absolutely. I am listening to everything you're saying, especially about everything that's been happening over the course of the last few months, and it's heartbreaking. It is. I know for me, I have a huge heart, and I see a lot of and hear a lot of the pain happening and coming out of people. What is something, Dr. Crutcher, that you think we can do, to kind of, besides all of the work that you and the foundation are doing, what is something more that you think we could do to come together in person?
Yeah, well, I think we've been doing that every month. We open up our doors, and I think it's really creating those cohesive partnerships so we can actually be on one page to deploy collective action. And so we've been partnering with Friendship Church. We've been partnering with Antioch Baptist Church and New Jerusalem Baptist Church and Morning Star Baptist Church and the Northside Coalition of Clergy. So they've been involved saying, hey, we're opening up our church doors so community-based organizations can come in so we can have a dialogue and figure out what the solutions are. And so many people, we've come together and we've said we're committed. And so commitment is really what you do after you make the declaration, because we all can be reactive and say, okay, we got to do something, and then we go back to normal, right? But what I've seen with the Terence Crutcher Foundation and all of the community members and church members, we continue to talk every single week. We're trying to deploy credible messengers in our community in partnership with My Brother's Keeper and Youth Services of Tulsa and the City of Tulsa. We're working with Family and Children's Services, who's going to be bringing gun locks, and we're giving those away for free. And so I think we have to just keep having a conversation. We have to keep our ears and our eyes open, and we have to create opportunities for our youth, for our young people. I will be meeting with some school leaders later today and Dr. Ebony Johnson as we launch another youth program in partnership with the NBA Foundation, trying to figure out pathways for employment for our youth. They just want something to do. They want a good way to make money so they can hang out with their friends. And Tulsa belongs to everyone. Nobody should feel marginalized. Tulsa belongs to all of us. But I remember, Allie, growing up, our parks were open, our swimming pools were open. We had jobs that we could go to in the summer jobs. We rode the bus to Promenade and Woodland Hills malls. There was Vacation Bible School. There was always something for us to do. And if we weren't doing that, we were at least in grandma's backyard or our aunt's backyard playing basketball or volleyball. And so we have to get back to that way of life where our neighbors know each other, where we support each other, where we share resources. And that is the organization that we're trying to create with the Terence Crutcher Foundation, the community that we're trying to build. And this community is built off of the founding principles of Greenwood. And if we could just go back to those principles, they built Greenwood based off of community love, off of resilience, off of self-determination. They owned land, and they educated the community around wealth. And that's how we framed our work. You see, that's what we're building towards, but it takes all of us. And I will say we haven't done it alone. People like you and Kevin Perry and Kenyatta Terry and Vanessa Hall Harper and just so many people I can name right now who's partnered with us along the way. And so we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to give back to our community. We've learned how to turn our pain into purpose. It doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. I was emotional on Sunday. I was listening to a video of Terrence sing, and he had such a beautiful voice. He reminds me of Jamal Roberts, who just won American Idol, and I got emotional. So it doesn't get easier, but we learn how to cope. We learn how to handle the grief, and we continue to do the work to ensure what happened to Terrence doesn't happen to anybody else. And so we love our community. I love my people, and we just want people to come out and just commemorate with us, celebrate the work we've done through this foundation to keep Terrence's legacy alive, and help us keep our community safe. We deserve it.
Amen to that. Amen to every single thing you said. And Dr. Crutcher, let me just say, you're not trying to add to the community. You are doing it. You and your team are doing that. You're not just trying. And I want to continue to encourage you and the team and everyone that has partnered with you and support you in whatever way that we can. And the reason why I asked you, what more can we do, is because I genuinely would like to see people actually talk to one another face to face. A Facebook post is great and all that tit for tat is cool. But like you said, commitment is what you do after the declaration. So
Yes.
Put it into action.
Put it into action. Put it into action and honor that commitment. Again, we all get hyped up. We all get reactive. But commitment is simply doing what you said you would do long after the feeling you said it in has left. It's about sticking and staying. It's about saying, I will until we get this right. And that is what we have said. We will until we see growth in our community, until we stop the violence in our community, until we see change in our community. And I have been consistent. If I haven't showed anybody anything else, I have tried to be consistent in and outside of my community. So, again, I'm just grateful for you all always giving us a platform. I'm so grateful for every partner, every volunteer who has walked alongside, every family and parent who's allowed their children to be a part of our youth programs. We have an elementary school program where we're teaching kids how to read. We brought Black educators out of retirement, and that's what we do. We have a middle school initiative with USABMX where we're teaching kids STEAM education. And now we have this high school program, a college and career readiness program, where we are developing the next generation of leaders and teaching them technology in partnership with Black Tech Street, and we're partnering with the Alphas with the HBCU tour. We're just doing it all because we understand that if we don't do it for us, who's going to do it? And so, again, there's always ways to plug in and get involved. You know, like you said, we can post on Facebook all day long, but if I really opened up your book, what would it read? What actions would it show that you've been involved in? And so join us, join the movement, help us keep our community safe, free from violence and harm. And it takes all of us. So we're open, we're here. Come see us. But come see us this Saturday at the North Pointe Shopping Center, 205 East Pine. We're going to kick off at 10 a.m. all the way till 1, 2, however long you want to stay. DJ, free food, a kids zone, community resources. Oasis Fresh Market is donating drinks. Sugar Bears Barbecue. I mean, just so many. CU Law Clinic. If you have a felony conviction, come check the eligibility of your voting status. We're going to try to restore voting rights. We're going to have the National Pan-Atlantic Council, the Tulsa chapter. They're going to be out here. My Greek brothers and sisters, my D9 brothers and sisters, registering people to vote. We'll have Tulsa Responds, again, giving out free hotspots and family and children services, providing gun locks to keep your guns safe. It's going to be so much. Come see us. Come commemorate with us. Come help us rally and stop the violence in our community, and then allow us to say thank you for walking alongside us for 9 years. Terrence is looking down proud right now and saying thank you for seeing him. Thank you for loving him. Thank you for calling his name. And we haven't stopped saying his name. And so I'm going to keep screaming, Terence Crutcher, Terence Crutcher, Terence Crutcher.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you, Dr. Crutcher, for turning your pain into purpose. Listen, if you want to be involved and you want to volunteer in any way, shape, or form ever for the Terence Crutcher Foundation, make sure you visit the website, TERENCE, Terence Crutcher, CRUTCHER, foundation.org. And you can sign up for text message alerts as well. I know I've done that, and there have been times when I caught some information that I had known nothing about. So get on there, get connected, volunteer, do what you can to give back to your community. Again, Terence Crutcher Foundation's annual day of service and community appreciation, Saturday, September 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the North Pointe Shopping Center, 205 East Pine Street. Thank you, Dr. Crutcher. Now go get some sleep just for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Get your power nap.
Love you.
I love you too.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you
Saturday.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.